Today we are going to see a very important topic, that is active voice and passive voice. So this topic is very important. I'll be very specific in telling all the grammar part here, so I'll take some time to explain everything, so you watch the complete video very carefully so that you can understand, and also you'll be able to write the passive voice for all the active voice, right? So now we'll base this active voice and passive voice on all the tenses. Okay, so what are the tenses are there? Right, there are around 12 tenses, right? Out of them only 8 we can write the passive voice. So now what are the tenses we can write the passive voice, what are they, and how to write the passive voice? That is all we are going to discuss now. Okay children, so get ready for that. Okay children, so here I am taking the example which we have taken in the tenses. Okay, so I'm writing here V1, V2, V3, V4. So I'll take here eat, ate, eaten, and eating. Okay, so now we'll come to the active voice and the passive voice here. So when you come to the present simple, here, I'm taking an example. I eat food. I eat food. So now here, what is the passive voice of this? What is the passive voice of this? So when you write the passive voice, now if this is the subject, this is the object, okay, now this is the verb form, right? So here when you write the passive voice, the first rule is that subject will go to the place of object and object will come to the place of the subject. Okay, that is the first rule. Second rule is that meaning will not change. Meaning will not change. So there will be no change in the meaning. So if you have changed, even though we are writing in the passive voice, right, but still we should not change the meaning. That is one of the very important rule we have to remember. And the third one is that, always the subject which comes to the place of the object will be accompanied by the word by. Will be accompanied with the word by. So these are the 3 rules which you have to remember, okay, in the active voice and the passive voice. And the fourth and very important rule is that in all the passive voice, what we use is V3. Whether in the active voice we are using the V1, V2, V3, V4, whatever it is, but when it comes to the passive voice, what we'll be using? We'll be only using the V3 verb form. That is a past participle. Okay, apart from that, we should not use anything. So these are the 4 golden rules we have to use while writing the passive voice. So the first one is subject comes to the place of the object. Second one is meaning should not change. Third one is subject always will be accompanied by the word by. And fourth one is what we have to use is V3 in spite, right, of any verb forms we are using in the active voice, whatever it may be, but what we have to use is only V3 in the passive voice. Okay children, so now we'll try to do one bit like this, okay, and then we'll go ahead with the other things and all. So here what I've taken here, I eat food. Okay, according to the first rule, what is the thing? Food should go to the place of I and I should go to the place of food, right? And here when you come to the subject parts and all, right, something you have to remember here. I'm just writing here, you can see here now, I, if it is in the active voice, it becomes me in the passive voice. I becomes me in the passive voice. Okay, one second. Yeah, I becomes me. Okay, and he becomes him. She becomes her. Okay, we becomes us. They becomes them. Ravi, if you take the proper noun, it stays as the same. I changes to me in the passive voice. He changes to him in the passive voice. She changes to her in the passive voice. We changes to us in the passive voice. They changes to them in the passive voice. Ravi, if you are taking the name, it will remain the same. Okay. Now, I eat food. So, which is the object now? Object should come to the place of the subject and subject should come to the place of the object. So, here I am writing the passive voice here, right? So, first I am taking the word food here, right? Because object comes to the place of the subject. So, I have taken the food here, right? And then, second one is food, because it is a like a present simple. I'm using only is because food is a singular form. So I'm writing here is. Food is. Now, when I'm writing this verb form, it is only V1 here. Now what I should do here? I have to use only V3. According to the rule here, I should use only V3. So what is V3 here? Eaten. So food is eaten by. So I becomes here me. So it's very simple. Food is eaten by me. That is the passive voice. So for any present simple, you remember this particular thing and you can easily write it. Okay. Now, if the same thing comes in the plural form, he eats cakes. So now here food we have taken it as a singular form. But what is it here? Cakes. Cakes are in the plural form. Okay, so here cakes. Cakes, as it is plural, what you are writing here? Cakes are, again same V3, eaten by, he becomes him. Cakes are eaten by him. Okay, I eat food. Food is eaten by me. He eats cakes. Cakes are eaten by him. Okay. So this is the one, passive as and active as you have to remember when it comes to the present simple. Okay. And now we come to the second one, that is the present progressive or present continuous. Present continuous. Okay. So now when you come to the present continuous, I'm writing here I am eating food. I am eating food. I'm also taking an example, right, with he, or you can say she. She is eating food. Okay. So now, how you will write the passive voice? Now you have to write the passive voice, but the thing is that meaning should not change. So I'm eating food. Okay, she is eating food. So when you write in the passive voice, what should not change? Meaning should not change. Okay, first of all, what we'll try to do is we'll write whatever we know. So food here, food comes here, and the common one is by me. Okay, and also we have written here eaten. Okay, and here because this is present tense, we are using is. So now food is eaten by me. But whereas here this eating is showing some kind of action, isn't it? So that means this particular action is still in progress. So now this is food is eaten by me. It is exactly similar to what you have written in the present simple. So here you are not seeing any kind of action which is in progress, right? Nothing is in progress here. So to write it better, so to make it a proper passive voice, that means without changing the meaning, one word we can use here which is nothing but the being. So here ing form, right? So you can see the ing form here. So food is being eaten by me. So this particular word which I used here will completely match the meaning of this particular sentence. I am eating food. Food is being eaten by me. So there is no change in the meaning. Okay. Now in the same way, second example, she is eating food. So what I can write here? Okay, I'm writing here cakes. She is eating cakes. So what I can write here? Cakes are same, right? Because here we have taken the word in form, so it is cakes are being eaten is V3. Eaten by she, here is her. Eaten by her. Isn't it simple? Isn't it simple? So it is very simple. So it's not that hard as we think. So it's absolutely easy and all. So here only the thing is you have to remember what are the words we are using here so that we can retain the meaning of the sentences which we are using in the active voice. So whatever the sentence we are using in the active voice, the meaning should not change in the passive voice. Okay children, so now here coming to the third one. What is that? Present perfect. Present perfect. So how you write the present perfect here? Okay, I write with I here again. I have eaten food. So this is already V3. This is already V4, V4, V1. Okay, so I have eaten food. Ravi, I'll take the word as Ravi here, subject as Ravi here. Ravi has. So I am using have here, and again when it comes to Ravi, I am using has here, right? So already in the tenses we have seen that for I, we and they we have to use have. For Ravi, he and she, what we have to use? We have to use has. So Ravi has eaten cakes. Okay. So now, what is the passive voice? What is the passive voice here? I have eaten food. I have eaten food. So already you know that food. Okay. Because the helping verb is have here. Okay. What we have to use here? Have or has. We have to use here has because it always depends upon what is the subject you are writing here. So according to the subject, that is food. So if it is food, what do you write here? We are going to write here has. If it is biscuits, you write here have. Okay. If it is singular, you write has. If this word is subject is plural, you write have. So here food is a singular subject. So you write here food has. Okay. One more word. This is a word which is very important, right? Food has been. Okay. Has been. And again, eaten by me. Eaten by me. So now coming to the Ravi has eaten cakes. Okay. Now here Ravi is a singular word and we have used the word here has. But when I am using the word cakes here because I am using the object in the place of the subject here. So cakes. When it comes to cakes here, can I write has here? No, I cannot write has over there. The reason is because cakes is a plural word. Cakes is a plural word here. So I can't use cakes here, has here. So cakes is a plural word. So I'll use only have. So cakes have been eaten by me. So this is how we use the present perfect tense. So I have eaten food. Food has been eaten by me. Ravi has eaten cakes. Cakes have been eaten by me. Why I have written have here? Because this subject is plural. Whereas this subject is singular, I have used here has. It doesn't matter what you have, what are the helping verbs or auxiliary verbs you have here. It doesn't matter, but what is the subject that matters? According to the subject, has and have will change. So here, this is the only confusion you will have in the rest of the tenses, and also only at the place of has and have using are, is, a were, okay, am. So these are all the words or verbs which will make a difference, so that it will lead to a bit of confusion. So what you need to do is you need to do a very good practice. So if you practice well, all these things will it will be very easy. So if you don't practice properly, then this will be a bit hard for you. So I want you to remember these things. Okay, that is present simple, present progressive, and present perfect. Now coming to the last one. that is present perfect progressive. So I have been eating food. Now what is the passive voice of this? So children, this particular sentences right now, which are the present perfect continuous or past perfect continuous and future perfect continuous, they don't have the passive voices. So see here, present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous, future perfect continuous, and also future continuous. All these four, they won't have the passive voices. So hardly out of 12, 4 doesn't have the passive voice. That means how many are there now? Only 8. So if you are able to learn these 8 passive voices, like you will do wonders, right? Whatever the questions which comes in the competitive examinations, which are comes in the normal school level examinations and all, you can do it perfectly. So these are all the different present tense, present simple, present progressive, present perfect, and present perfect progressive, right? So this is the model for writing the active voices and the passive voices. Okay children, so next class we'll see the past tense and also future tense. So now you got an idea, right? So in the next session we'll go ahead with the passive voice and the present tense, past tense and the future tense. Okay children, until then have a great day. God bless you. Take care. See you all. Bye.